have so many racing games for cars available, but rarely do we see racing games for other kinds of vehicles. What about motorcycle enthusiasts who want the Forza and Gran Turismo experience? Well, Ride 4 by Milestone attempts to be a premier racing sim in the genre, and while it might be a great simulator, it's not a good racing experience. Furthermore, Ride 4 is quite possibly the least beginner-friendly game I've ever played, and easily one of my least favorite racing games, period. Let's get the positives out of the way. If you are a fan of the series and love racing simulators, there's a lot here that you might enjoy. The motorcycles are highly detailed, there's a large variety of them. There are tons of options in this game and the racing physics are superb. The actual handling the bikes is fairly satisfying as the controls are tight and responsive. That being said, the game made me think that analog sticks aren't nearly precise enough for the game, because it was hard to make fine adjustments. When I attempted to ride exactly on the racing line, I often just flung into a wall. If you're wondering what the PS5 version is like, the improvements are appreciated. Ride 4 is a great demonstration of adaptive triggers. The resistance and vibrations add a lot to the immersion, making the throttle feel more like an actual throttle and adding a refinement to the act of braking. As for performance, Ride 4 runs a dynamic 4K resolution at 60 FPS and stays sharp during gameplay. If you're a fan of the series and are here to wonder if the PS5 version is a worthwhile improvement, it indeed is. However, video game visuals are more than just resolution and model quality. Lighting, atmosphere, effects, UI. These elements all play into one's enjoyment of the presentation, and Ride 4 puts minimal effort into these. There's a bland aesthetic reminiscent of Gran Turismo 5 on PS3 regarding all of these, and it makes the game feel woefully behind current generation games in that regard. The visuals don't improve the user experience, with the day and night races not looking inspired at all. Weather is implemented lazily, with rain effects showing up as water droplets on the screen, obscuring your vision. The night lights on the Macau stage, for example, appear static, just adding to the soulless stage presentation. The lack of creativity in these environments just made me want to play even an old retro racing game simply because it has more charm and character. When it comes to actual gameplay, I want to preface this section by saying I can only judge the game based on my experiences as a reviewer. I'm not a die-hard racing enthusiast, and this is my first time playing an entry of the series. What I discovered is that Ride 4 doesn't have a difficulty curve, but instead a difficulty wall. From the very beginning, this game is sink or swim. You're thrown straight into a trial lap without any tutorials. When your motorcycle inevitably hits the grass, your lap becomes invalid, forcing you to restart the trial lap and unable to do anything until you complete this trial lap. And that's just the beginning. The bulk of the pain is how your driver seems to fly off of the motorcycle at the smallest bump. Hit the curb, wipe out, brush against the wall or another racer, and you go flying. You seemingly get penalized for everything, and every setting is brutally difficult, even with the AI on easy and every driver assist option on. Good luck placing anywhere but last. If you make the slightest mistake in a race, you'll be hurled from first to last, and you'll probably stay there. Add to this the horrendous AI. They act like you don't exist. None of them will ever put any effort into trying to avoid you. So from the user's perspective, you'll frequently find out that you get wiped out for no fault of your own. Remember, you do anything, the whole pack will pass you instantly, so this effectively means you'll have to restart the race. Even on the easy setting, the AI basically drives perfectly. The difficulty only adjusts their level of aggression. Fun. I'd love to tell you all sorts of things about the late stages of career mode, but I could not get that far. You can't pick and choose events, it's sequential, so if you get stuck in any event, you cannot play anything else. Also, random assist features are locked out for certain events for no good reason. If you rely on the racing wind or rewind feature to progress, sometimes you just don't have it. There's also no thought into game balancing. It's like the devs never thought that anyone other than diehard racing sim enthusiasts would buy their game. Ride 4 wants you to play it in a very specific and perfect way, and gives you no tolerance for error. These penalties end up preventing you from progressing and playing more of the game. If you came to this review looking for a fun racing game for your brand new PS5, look for something else. The PS5 upgrades might be appreciated for returning fans of the last generation version, but it doesn't warrant the headache that these races induce on the player. From my experience, I was locked out of any of the fun of this game that I have been offered, and as such, I can't really recommend Ride 4 to anyone. Noisy Pixel gives Ride 4 a 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This has been Noisy Pixel, signing off. If you're interested in more information about this game, please check the Noisy Pixel website where we have news and a more in-depth written review. If you're interested in content like this, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified about our future content, and have a great day.